If you've watched any of the Rocky movies, you've seen him, the fighter. Not the flashy young contender bouncing on his toes, unmarked by the scars of battle. No, this one's been there, in the ring, in the mud, in the dust, in the cold dawns and the long nights. His face carries a reminder of every glove that laid him down or cut him. That fighter, my friends, is our industry. Demolition and construction, a noble old bruiser that's been swinging for decades. An industry that's tasted glory and hardship in equal measure. An industry that's worn the belts, but also worn the bruises. Look closely and you can see the years etched into him. A nose that's been broken more than once. Maybe the last time was in the early 90s recession. Scar tissue around the eyes from the blows of the financial crash in 2008. Stiffness in the shoulders from fighting through COVID lockdowns and supply chain chaos. And somewhere deep in the ribs, a dull ache from the Brexit bout. One of those fights where the punches came slow but landed heavy. And yet, here he is, still lacing up the gloves, still answering the call of the bell. But here's the thing, every fighter has a limit. The body can only take so many shots before it slows, before the mind starts wondering just how many more rounds are left in the tank. For our industry, those blows keep coming. Some come from the shifting sands we try to build upon. The demand up one month and down the next. One quarter, you're scrambling to find enough workers to handle the workload. The next, you're staring at idle machinery and wondering how to keep the lights on. Try building a stable, profitable business on that foundation. It's like trying to plant your feet in a ring with no canvas and no ropes. And then there's the constant and unceasing jab, jab, hook of client demands. We need it done ahead of schedule, jab. Oh, and under budget, jab. Actually, can you make all these changes we just thought of without delaying the completion date? Hook. The bell rings, but there's no time to sit in the corner and spit out the blood. You're straight back in there. Some blows aren't just about time or money, they're about people, or rather the lack of them. We've got a widening skills gap, fewer young tradespeople coming through, and a generation of experience retiring or walking away. You can't throw the perfect punch without the right technique, and you can't build safely and efficiently without the right people. Every unfulfilled role is another body blow to the industry's stamina. And if you think the opponent is just one fighter, think again. It's like stepping into the ring with two at once. The regulators in one corner and clients in the other. Government and legislators are raising the bar on environmental performance and emissions. Noble goals? Unquestionably. But in the field of demolition and construction, sustainability is just another foe, another source of pain and punishment. And while you're adjusting to meet those ever tightening environmental standards, clients are still breathing down your neck, wanting it faster, cheaper, better, all while shifting the corner posts mid fight. And then the economy joins in. One year it's all boom, the next it's bust. Silence on site, and bids undercut so hard they hit bone. The economy doesn't play fair. It's the sucker punch you never see coming until you're on the floor, gasping for air. And still, our fighter stands. He's done it before. Remember the COVID fight? Locked down, masked up, social distancing on site, scrambling for materials when shipments stalled, keeping people working while the world stopped. Demolition and construction took the hits and stayed on its feet. And there's pride in that. There's nobility in taking the punches and getting back up. Our industry has been doing it for decades through recessions, booms, busts, shortages, oversupply, policy changes, and the ever present public perception that we're somehow less. That same public perception has no comprehension of the sweat, the skill, risk, and sheer endurance it takes to keep the country's industrial heart beating. But there's also the question that every fighter eventually faces. The one you ask yourself quietly between rounds, when the crowd noise fades and all you can hear is your own breathing. How many more fights have I got left? But because it's not just about whether you can keep standing, it's about how many times you can hit the canvas and still find it in you to run. Every time we survive a downturn, every time we meet a ridiculous deadline, Every time we bridge the gap between client fantasy and physical reality, that's another round in the books and another scar. The thing is, our fighter's not just fighting for himself. Every round he stays in the ring keeps 2.5 million others in the fight too. The labourers, the engineers, the machine operators, the planners, the truck drivers, the suppliers. If he falls, they all fall. And he's also fighting for those that can fight no more, the injured and the dead, those that fought and paid the ultimate price. And so he stays, because he's always stayed. This industry is stubborn, resilient, brave. It doesn't throw in the towel. It doesn't know how. It fights because that's what it's always done. Surrender is not in its nature. I do wonder, though, just how many fights the industry has in it. How many more blows the industry can withstand. How many more times it can pick itself up off the canvas and keep on fighting. Demolition and Construction is a fighter, a journeyman that carries reminders of every glove that laid him down. But how many battles does it have left in it?